Hey everybody, had to get up and make this video immediately because I'm doing a final edit on my new book, Infinite Astronauts Theory of Everything. Just talked a lot yesterday, made a couple videos about my last book, Reality Escape from Planet Earth, and how I've noticed throughout my 20 years that hardly anybody sees the universe what it is. It's just an infinite expanse of dead matter flying around. It's a universal kitchen of ingredients that when they come together they can make life. I was amazed that during these 20 years that all scientists say math is the language of the universe. And in fact, that led me to my new theory of evolution, that life evolves equally from one Big Bang theory, the Big Bang rather, becoming two immediately, giving us the infinity symbol. But anyway, let's go back to this. If we don't get off these planets, we're going to go extinct. We have a meteor coming at us. 2029 is on the cover of my last book. And I'm making this video to make it very clear that if we don't give everything we have and put all our effort into understanding the nature of the universe being a permanent, infinite expanse of dead matter flying around that can take life out when it happens, which is the only thing that's temporary, then we aren't seeing the reality of our history and our past. We're looking up the moon every day. Now, we have stories all over this planet of people living up in the sky. It's a logical reality. And we also have an ancient history of artworks of people up in the sky and spacecraft. That's how we would get off of this planet and survive in space. We should be living in artificial structures in space. If a meteor hits us, the only people who will survive will be people up in the space station. We call them astronauts, infinite astronauts pursuing immortality of our species. And for God's sakes, if we need further evidence to support this reality of people living up in space on artificial structures, then all we have to do is look at our pyramids all over the earth. We have ancient statues of pyramids which look like our lunar modules with people inside them. Okay, we have actual ancient stone carvings of people inside a pyramid-shaped lunar module, and they're sitting there with their thumbs, with their fingers and forefinger and thumb, making a circle. And listen, that shows you the mathematical nature of the universe. It's dead matter that is literally pure energy. The parts in it do the same thing everywhere they go in the right conditions. So it takes two rocks to make life. Two rocks with the right ingredients. This universe is an infinitely expansive matter, energy, that is not thinking, but yet it does the same thing in all the right conditions. When two rocks smack together, life can happen. So the ancient practice of meditation is the same as the current practice of biorhythm feedback with our astronauts. All the ancient religious practices are all to support the first commandment of religion: seek the kingdom of heaven. It is where you can achieve immortality through the power of knowledge of DNA, knowledge of science. Today, we have that same reality in our space program. They give up their life. They're in the world, but they're not of the world. They're practicing to go into space, to be isolated, to be alone. And that's exactly what we have with the last astronaut, one of the twin brothers who went up to space. He gave up his wife, his life for a year, while his other brother was a big part of being in the world and being of it. So, from celibacy to not worrying about what you look like on the outside and being inner is the dot in the Hindu's head. It's all about brain power, knowledge, and getting a clear picture of the universe that we live in. If a rock hits us, an asteroid, when it comes through the atmosphere, it becomes a meteor. If it hits the ground, it's a meteorite. If we get a big enough meteorite, it can take us all out like it did the dinosaurs. And the only people who would live would be the people up in the space station. So, and they are astronauts infinitely pursuing immortality, and they're aware that you can't get it on Earth. I mean, you can't stay on Earth. You can achieve this ability on Earth, but Earths are just a resting spot. They're death traps. If you don't get off of them, you're going to die with them. They are born and die, and they die just like we do. So the bottom line is we have a huge asteroid coming at us, 2029, and it could hit us. It's going to come between the Earth and the Moon. So close, closest one to the Earth yet that is an extinction event asteroid. We are just now tracking them in the last 10 years. We still don't have any way to keep them from hitting us. So if we were to be given this a death sentence by a doctor, and we had 9 years to possibly stop it from happening to our children, to us, we would give everything we have. That's the whole premise of religion, saying, seek first the kingdom of heaven. It's up space, final frontier where you can achieve immortality, and give all that you have to do it. Okay? Life is temporary. It's not a given. It happens through evolution equally, and it ends through evolution. If we don't learn this equality issue and that life is temporary and precious, then we won't give everything we have to make sure it happens again. And more so, we won't pursue the awareness of this possibility through our history, through the future, and where we're going. We're making huge strides. Where we are going to be 100 years from now will be a parallel just like in the last 100 years, where we came from an inauguration presidentially of gas lanterns and horses taking us there. Now we're actually flying there. So anyway, I can't say enough. Couldn't sleep last night. I had to make this video. And this is all about one thing. And it is giving up all that we have to pursue a possibility that is clearly evident in our past. We have stories of people up in the sky, just like our astronauts are in the sky. Literally, they were doing the same thing our astronauts are. They gave up their lives here. They gave everything they have to pursue the possibility of immortality for our children. They literally, our astronauts went up in a space station just like we have evidence that these pyramids are like a copy of the lunar module. When this reminds me of how the ancient peoples, what the ancient peoples done back then to clearly make sure that their population that supersedes them would continue to know that these people in the sky came in a physical craft. Our lunar modules look just like these astronauts, and we have ancient statues of people inside these astronauts. Even more importantly, these astronauts, these pyramids, have mica deposits. Mica acts as a heat shield when we come into the atmosphere on a return with our lunar module. So come on, people. We have pyramids with huge, vast storages of the precious metal gems which you use to go into space. Can't go into space without gold. Mercury. They have a huge, vast storage of mercury in the pyramid over in China. So the bottom line is, we have plenty of evidence space has already been conquered. And if we don't take our resources and do everything we can to start preventing meteors from happening, and not only that, but establish an exit plan and get off this planet, then we could be taken out by 2029 in this Apophysis asteroid. Just check it out. It's all over the internet. But the reality is of our situation is nobody's seeing it, and we need to get off this planet for the sake of our children and the future of life itself and the human species and all species here. We can preserve it. So, peace, love, and harmony. I love you. Check out all my books. Let's try to save humankind as well as all life. All life is equally precious. Take care. Check out my research. I'm giving all my money to science. And I'm sorry to all the wealthy people and bashing wealthy people for greed. We could all be wealthy as long as they live a life of luxury, as long as we were to do it equally. So we could experience the 3 C's: comfort, convenience, and consensus. Let's all agree that who wants to live without each other and all your loved ones? Who wants to live better than our loved ones, each other? Don't we all want to see the world become a perfect place equally? I do. I hope you do. Please check out all my books. Peace, love, and harmony. Look up. That's the real awareness of the universe we live in. You can't achieve immortality without going up, getting off of the planet. It's born, it's going to die.